What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with Michael Chandler breaks down Conor McGregor fight. A fight between Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler. Despite already being announced by the Irish star for June, it's still quite a ways off from the sounds of things. Although McGregor announced that he and Chandler would be competing on June 29th in a middleweight bout, Dana White has since made it clear that when McGregor's return is finalized, he and the UFC will make an announcement. Despite that, Michael Chandler has already indicated that he has entered into training camp in order to prepare for the bout. While things may still be up in the air, Chandler explained in a video for his YouTube channel this week that he's already visualizing all aspects of the fight.
I can close my eyes and I can see a UFC octagon. I can look left and look right and I can see a big arena. I don't know what the arena is. I can close my eyes, I can look across and I can see Conor McGregor. I see Bruce Buffer to my left as he's yelling on the microphone. See yourself performing with confidence. See yourself moving with confidence. See yourself moving without any second guessing. See yourself attacking with zero hindrances. See yourself over exceeding your expectations of what you think you're capable of.
While a bout has yet to be made official, it seems like only a matter of time before an agreement for a McGregor versus Chandler fight is finalized. Next, let's take a look at Sean Strickland calls out Dricus du Plessis. After 5 hard-fought rounds, when Dricus du Plessis' hand was raised in victory, Sean Strickland quickly went over to pat the newly crowned champ on the back and congratulate him. While it seemed like it was all respect between the two after the fight, Strickland then took to social media, indicating that a headbutt from du Plessis caused a deep cut along his eyebrow. After having the cut stitched up by doctors backstage, Strickland took aim at the newly crowned champ, writing, "I didn't take the coward's way out and tell the doctor I couldn't see and got a no contest. The only reason why you took a round from me is because I couldn't see. I won that fight. The world knows I won that fight. The belt they gave you will never make you a champion. Enjoy. They had to stitch through muscle to get it closed. Thank you to everyone. Your support has really kept my head up high through all this. Grateful forever." Du Plessis was quick to respond, writing, "Why don't you cry about it again?" The MMA community was quick to weigh in, with one fan sharing a meme, writing, "Sean Strickland, the belt means nothing. It's just a piece of gold. I just love to fight. Also Sean when he loses the belt." Another member of the MMA community stuck up for Dricus du Plessis, writing, "Zero chance Sean won that fight. Clearly lost 3 rounds, maybe even 4. 2, 3, 4 are clear DDP. Sean walked backwards the entire fight and hid behind a single jab. Got taken down 6 times. No clue how anyone can say Sean won that, lol." Another member of the MMA community countered, writing, "It was a close fight, but Strickland won, I think. I also think to defeat a champion, you should have to take it from them, and I don't think Dricus did enough to do that." Another defended du Plessis for the win, writing, "I'm actually shocked at how many people saying it was a robbery. They must be new fans or something. Sean didn't do anything other than jab and check leg kicks. Dricus hit him with everything he threw." Despite many members of the MMA community taking a side, one fan in the middle argued both fighters' cases, while also making the case for a rematch, writing, "This fight is literally the textbook definition of 50-50. Either one of them could have got the win, and it wouldn't be a robbery in my opinion. This fight needs a rematch to decide who's the better man. At least I think so." Despite that, it appears that a fight between du Plessis and Adesanya is next up, meaning Strickland will have to get another win before landing back in the title mix. Now, let's shift gears and take a look at Ariel Helwani responds to Dana White. Recently, reports emerged indicating that the UFC's upcoming card in Saudi Arabia had been pushed back from March to June. According to Ariel Helwani, the event was postponed because the chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority wasn't happy with the quality of the card put forth by the UFC. According to Dana White, who spoke both before and after UFC 297, the report is completely false. As White alleged, the report was a complete lie, and the decision to push back the event was his alone.
Total bullshit. That's a straight out lie. I don't know who started it or how it started, but not one fight was announced to Saudi. Not one fight was announced to him. I called and asked to push the card back. Yeah, because we had a couple of guys that we want on the card, and they weren't ready.
On a recent episode of the MMA Hour, Ariel Helwani fired back at White.
He's essentially confirming my report. He is saying that it wasn't good enough. He is saying that he wasn't happy with the card, and so he decided to move it. So ultimately, it's a bit of an ego thing. It's like, no. I decided to move this. No one told me, because no one tells, no one puts baby in a corner. No one tells me what to do. I decided to move it. Now, I just want to ask you guys, over the last 5 or so years, has the UFC done anything like this? Have they said, oh, this card isn't good enough, we're moving it? No, they make, lemonade out of lemons.
While the specifics of the reasons are unclear, what is clear is that the UFC will have plenty of time to work out some high-profile fights for their debut in Saudi Arabia. Next, let's take a look at Dana White reveals huge news. The UFC and ESPN have been partners for a number of years, with the two sides most recently signing a 7-year deal in 2018 worth more than $1.5 billion. Now, however, the two sides are preparing to come back to the table in order to discuss the future. While the two sides seem happy with one another, with the deal set to run through 2025, the runway is beginning to get shorter. Although the expectation has been that the two sides will reach an extension on their deal, there are several other networks in the mix, such as Amazon, as well as Apple TV. As Dana White indicated to media members following UFC 297, talks between the promotion and ESPN will reportedly begin within the next few months, with TKO CEO Ariel expected to head up negotiations.
Our deal is coming up, and I believe that talks will begin here with ESPN within the next 3 or 4 months.
With the UFC continuing to generate more revenue, the predictions are that when the UFC's next broadcasting deal is finalized, it will greatly surpass the promotion's previous broadcasting deal in terms of valuation. The big question is, will that broadcasting deal be through ESPN, or will a new contender enter the mix? Next, let's take a look at Dricus du Plessis fires back at Ian Garry. After Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland's 5-round fight in the main event of UFC 297, both men found themselves in the crosshairs of undefeated Irish contender Ian Garry, who criticized both for what he believed to be a sloppy display of striking skills. In a video posted to social media, Garry showed himself watching highlights from the fight, claiming that it appeared as though he was watching two amateurs fight. In addition, as he told the person behind the camera, if he ever finds himself in a fight that resembled the Strickland du Plessis main event, someone should tell him to retire. In a scathing response posted on his own Instagram, du Plessis responded to Garry's statement that if he's ever involved in a fight that plays out similarly, someone should tell him to retire, simply writing, "Don't worry, you never will." While Garry has competed at welterweight in the UFC, he notably opened the door to a fight at 185, indicating after watching the Strickland vs. du Plessis fight that after Strickland's loss, a bout between the two is even more available should he wish to pursue it. Of course, as previously mentioned, Garry is looking to climb up the welterweight rankings, with an upcoming fight against Jeff Neal set for UFC 298. Next, let's take a look at UFC fighter goes off on commentator. Dominic Cruz's commentary at UFC 297 didn't go over well with Chris Curtis, who competed against Marc-Andre Barriault in a 3-round affair that went the distance. Although the fight saw Curtis pick up a much-needed victory, the MMA veteran wasn't happy with Cruz's commentary. As he explained on this week's episode of the MMA Hour, Cruz and Daniel Cormier have been critical of his performances in the past. Although he stated that he felt Cormier wasn't as harsh on him this time around, Curtis took aim at Cruz for his commentary throughout the fight.
I'm like, Dominic Cruz, let me stand here, Dominic Cruz, and let me hit you the way I was hitting him and see if it's just sparring. Like, no, we're two large, solid men. Like, I promise you guys, I was hitting him hard. He was hitting me hard. Like, I feel it, like, since the fight. But he's like, oh, it looks like sparring. I'm just like, oh, my God. Like, the narrative is glorious. So I'm happy. I'm proud of myself.
Since joining the UFC in 2021, Curtis has racked up 5 wins, including his most recent win against Marc-Andre Barriault. Over those 5 wins, 3 have come by way of knockout or TKO. With his most recent performance, Curtis now returns to the win column after an accidental clash of heads with Nasruddin Imavov to close out 2023. Next up, let's take a look at Khamzat blames Dana White for inactivity. Undefeated contender Khamzat Chimaev is quick to call out potential opponents. However, in 2023, Chimaev was far less active than he was in previous years, fighting just once. While he has remained incredibly active on social media, calling out potential opponents on numerous occasions, the call-outs rarely result in any fights being booked. The way Boers tells it, Dana White and the UFC are to blame for his inactivity. He spoke during a recent interview with ESPN's Brett Okamoto.
Ask Dana White, man. Ask these guys. When I'm healthy, when I'm in good shape, when I'm training, they know what I said to me. Like 1 year I was off. It's not my problem. If somebody said Khamzat has some problems and family, and I don't remember who was that. Somebody said these are different things coming up. These are all these. No, I never had any problems. I was ready. So I don't know what they was waiting. I missed once all my career the weight, and that weight, we knew day before we're gonna fight different guy.
So far, it's remained unclear when Chimaev will return to action. However, the hope among fans has been that he will compete at UFC 300. Although Dricus du Plessis has shut down Chimaev's talk of a title fight, the MMA community is hopeful that he will land on the card opposite a top-ranked contender in a title eliminator bout. The MMA community goes off on Khamzat Chimaev after a recent interview he had on ESPN. He claims he was told he's next for the title, but Khamzat isn't active enough for fans to think it's true. Here's what the community had to say. Didn't honor his words when he signed a contract against Nate Diaz to fight at 170. Hypocrisy in full effect. Beat a contender or become one. Not hope of a title shot off a promise you haven't lived up to, the kill everybody hype. You're more than delusional if you think you deserve a title shot at middleweight with absolutely no win against a ranked fighter in that division. Wake up, dude, you've been fraud checked by Gilbert and Kamaru. By the way, your idleness has done you no favor. Beats very questionable whether he won welterweight on short notice in middleweight fight, expects title shot off of it. Because you barely beat a 36-year-old with no knees coming off the couch in 10 days notice in a weight class he never fought in. I don't think he deserves it when he hasn't even fought a ranked middleweight, but at the same time telling him he will get a title shot if he takes a short notice replacement after Paulo pulls out, then not giving it to him is also pretty shady. There's no way this piece of trash deserves a title shot. No way. What weight class does he even fight at? How has he earned even a promise to fight for a title? He fights at whatever weight he shows up for, and the UFC has to bend over backward to give him a fight. Shaking my head. You are not a contender at that weight class or fought a contender. Never been a champ before, so what the hell? Fight Jared or f*** off. Top comments. Alex just avenging his friends is pure gold. Not a Strickland fan, but would love to see him beat the crap out of Ian Garry. How does Alex do all these weight cuts? Crazy. Respect to him. Never missed weight. Dude's a monster at 185. Garry will definitely get wifed to decide when he should retire. Strickland isn't champion anymore, so I would freaking love to see Ian Garry move up to 185 pounds and fight Strickland like he said he would. That's just to see Strickland remind Ian Garry why he chose to fight at 170 pounds in order to use his size advantage. Please let this happen, MMA gods. Make sure to leave a comment and you might get featured in our next video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to never miss any MMA news. Check out our video from yesterday if you missed it. See you tomorrow.